in my hand the Whyte 5x32 satellite and terrestrial multi-switch. It's available directly from freetv.ie with free delivery, and it's part of a much wider range of Whyte multi-switch products and accessories that we sell directly here. So what we have in front of us is the packaging that comes in, the accessories, etc. And then what I'm just going to give on the table here is how we'd use it in terms of with this 80 centimeter satellite dish with quad LNB and a satellite receiver on the far end of it. So the first thing is, what are you trying to achieve using this? We have a single satellite dish similar to this. We're running a feed down from either a quad or a quattro LNB directly into it, and we want to feed up to 32 TV points. So that could be 32 apartments with, we'll say, each with a single satellite input, or more typically, we'll say, most people will want at least 2 satellite inputs in their apartment. So you'll be able to feed your Sky Plus box, for instance, on it, okay? So if you come along here, it's called the Lite series here, simply because they've more high-end, expensive versions, but the vast majority of our sales come from the Lite version here, simply because great product works well. So how does it work? Well, what we have here is we basically have 5 inputs here. 4 of them are from satellite, so they're marked vertical high and low, horizontal high and low. They're color coded, so you can use it with Quattro, which is designed specifically for multi-switches and how this would have been run traditionally. But the more high-end modern multi-switches like this can actually run directly off a quad LNB, such as you'd use directly on, let's say, a traditional Sky HD satellite dish. And then we have terrestrial input here, and on terrestrial input, what you'd have is you'd have a UHF area outside, you run it directly in, and you bring in your Serview, your Freeview if it's in the UK. It's powered using this power switch here. It has an F-type connection here. It goes directly on, and you power it from here. So in terms of the outputs then, what you have is you have a total of, I actually see in what is here. What we have here then is we have 16 outputs in the bottom, 16 outputs on the top, and each of those can feed directly to something that would feed something like this satellite receiver here. The other thing to note is terrestrial input in this as well, and you could actually have a cable and split it out and have a little splitter on your wall that'll run it and split it in your apartment out to 2 outputs on it. That's another product that we sell directly on the freetv.ie website. So that's exactly how it works. Why would you need a 32 channel? Probably you won't. Okay, we have a full range here. Normal ones we'd be selling would be 8, 16, I think maybe 24 as well, and 32. 32 we'd normally use with an extremely large house, okay? So the number of people with extremely large houses that need this, quite limited. But if you had a B&B, you might use it. If you had a small hotel, you might use it. If you had a nursing home, an apartment block, something like that, okay? So one of the reasons, we'll say, that stocking multi-switches can be quite complicated is there's a huge range of sizes. How many outputs do you want? How many inputs do you want? So this one here has 5 inputs. Basically, that's what it means by 5. 4 feeds coming from a single satellite and a terrestrial feed. If you had 2 different satellites feeding, it would be 9 input. So 2 4s plus the terrestrial feed on top of it. Now normally in Ireland, for most situations, people are happy with a single satellite input simply because everybody's looking at Astra 2, the BBCs, the ITVs, the Freesat channels and all the Sky channels are coming from it, so it's sufficient. But if you had foreign language channels, things like that you wanted, you might want to have a 9-way input, for instance, and we do stock those as well. But these 5-way inputs are by a mile the most popular ones that we would have. The other complications you can have in the overall range of multi-switches is that just say you come along, you put in a 32 channel, you have 32 outputs, and that's super. You build an extension to your B&B. Now you have 4 extra TVs you want to power. All of a sudden you can't add anything on. Do you want to put up another satellite dish? No. And how traditionally to solve that problem is to have a thing called a cascade. So instead of having 5 inputs and 32 outputs, what they have is 5 inputs, 32 outputs, and 5 outputs on the far end. Now that adds a cost, and generally it's not being used. It's another product item to carry right across the range, and how we've avoided the need to ever carry cascade products is the following, okay? What we have at this point here is, this is called a 5-way splitter. So you feed in your 5 cables here, and then you have 5 outputs here and another 5 outputs there. So if down the line you bought this and then you wanted to add on more, what you would do is you would simply put this in, feed directly from the satellite to dish, feed 5 cables out of here into your multi-switch and another 5 to the new multi-switch you want to add on. And this is a super low cost product, and it solves all the crap you would have had in the past in relation to cascades and all the options that come with it, okay? Why are we going with Whytes? Well, Whytes are a UK company. They're set up since about 2013, I think. They're now becoming completely dominant in the UK and to a lesser extent, but hopefully with our help, it'll become true dominant in the Irish market as well. So what they've said is they want to come up with the best product in the marketplace, and most people are probably benchmarking themselves against a company like Triax, super company, but these guys now have better products, I would find, generally than what Triax have, and the pricing structure is to be 25% lower than Triax. So whatever Triax price at, these guys are 25% lower. And has it worked for them? Well, they're up to probably a 75 to 80% marketplace share in most parts of the UK now. So they're going it on a region by region basis. So it's really, really effective. And they're super guys to deal with, and they're always working on new products, okay? So the return rates, problems you're going to have with Whyte's products, zero. No returns ever in our experience here. And generally talking to guys in the marketplace, a lot of things might fail in the system, but it won't be the Whyte product. It's just a great product. So we have a wide range of these here. We used to stock with, say, cheap multi-switches, high-end multi-switches, depending on people's demands, but over a period of time we're moving where we're only going to be stocking Whytes because it's price competitive and it works all the time. If we look at the frequency input ranges on it, it covers the full UHF spectrum that's been used for SareView, Freeview, which is a big advantage on a lot of the German ones, simply because they will only be covering a smaller part of the overall spectrum, and it's a pain in the ass then for people who are trying to use German products directly on the thing because the spectrum range isn't quite what it should be. So very impressed with Whyte's product range, what they have there, and the price point is good as well. So that's it anyway, an overview of the Whyte 5x32 satellite and terrestrial multi-switch.